around the world. What an exciting weekend! Boxing night in the English Premier League match day 18, in the Spanish League La Liga match day 19. League leaders FC Barcelona moves away from the Spotify Camp Nou to face Espanyol on match day 19 in the Spanish La Liga. Real Madrid will be facing Real Betis. Arsenal will be facing Brighton. Man City will be facing Nottingham Forest. And Chelsea will also be in action in the English Premier League match day 18. Who is going to win? Manchester United is now fifth on the English Premier League table after losing to Aston Villa. They are now fifth on match day 18 in the English Premier League. What an exciting boxing night for Manchester United. And Patrick Dogo scoring the only goal in the 24th minute for Manchester United to pick the 3 maximum points at stake. What do you think about the league that is going to happen this weekend? Which team do you support? Which team is going to drop points and which team is going to secure the 3 maximum points at stake? Will Arsenal maintain their form guide on match day 18 against Brighton? Will Man City win against Nottingham Forest? And will Aston Villa win against Chelsea? Who is going to win? Will Unai Emery pick the 3 maximum points at stake against Aston Villa at the Stamford Bridge? And will Arsenal win against Brighton? And will Nottingham Forest secure the 3 maximum points against Manchester City, one of the best clubs in the English Premier League? What do you think is going to happen this weekend in the Spanish La Liga, in the Italian Serie A, in the French League, in the German Bundesliga? Which team is going to surprise each other tonight? Which team is going to surprise each other when the league kicks start this weekend? Today is Saturday. Where do you think your team will be? And where do you think you will have much smiles on your face over this weekend? In the English Premier League, in the French League, in the Spanish La Liga, in the Italian Serie A, in the German Bundesliga? Which team is going to smile? Which team is going to cry? Which team is going to have much focus and pick the 3 maximum points at stake? Where do you think your team it will be this weekend? Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea, Aston Villa. Where do you think they will be on match day 18 in the English Premier League? Where do you think Barcelona will be on match day 19 in the Spanish La Liga? Where do you think Napoli, Inter Milan, AC Milan, Fiorentina, Roma? Where do you think these teams will be on the match eve? Who is going to pick the 3 maximum points? Who will drop points? And who will cry at the end of the 90 minutes? A hard-fought win for Manchester United after losing by 2-1 to Aston Villa at the Villa Park. Can Manchester United move to the top 4 position in the English Premier League? They have 29 points on match day 18. Where will they be? Will Aston Villa win against the Blues? Where do you think your club will be this weekend? Will the 3 maximum points at stake be secured? Who is going to win? Which team is going to smile this weekend? Is it going to be Real Madrid? Is it going to be Aston Villa? Is it going to be FC Barcelona? Lamine Yamal, after being voted by fans as one of the fastest dribbling machine in the UEFA Champions League in the 2024-2025 UEFA Champions League first round against Inter Milan by drawing 3-3 at the Spotify Camp Nou. Do you think Lamine Yamal will help FC Barcelona pick another 3 maximum points on match day 19 in the Spanish La Liga? Will Kylian Mbappe help Real Madrid pick the 3 maximum points at stake against Rio Betis, where do you think your club will be? Where do you think your club will be after the end of each game this weekend? Who wins this weekend? Who smiles this weekend? Who loses this weekend? Where do you think your club will be at the end of each match eve? Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea, Aston Villa. Where do you think they will be at the end of every game? On match day 18 in the English Premier League, on match day 19 in the Spanish La Liga. Where do you think your club will be? In the French League 1, in the German Bundesliga, in the Italian Serie A, in the Spanish La Liga, in the Portuguese League. Where do you think your club will be at the end of the match eve? Who will smile this weekend? Who will cry this weekend? There's going to be exciting moment. The African Cup of Nations is also going on, and Egypt picks the 3 maximum points at stake against South Africa. Ivory Coast has also won their match last week. Brian Mbeumo and Amad Diallo doing so well in the African Cup of Nations for Ivory Coast. And Egypt, Mohamed Salah is also doing so well in the African Cup of Nations for Egypt. Where do you think your country will be? Which country will lift the African Cup of Nations 2025? Is it going to be the host nation, Morocco? Is it going to be the dominant forces when it comes to the African Cup of Nations, Egypt? Is it going to be the dominant forces when it comes to the African Cup of Nations, Nigeria? Is it going to be the dominant forces when it comes to the African Cup of Nations, when it comes to Tunisia? Which team is going to pick the 3 maximum points this weekend? And which country is going to win in the African Cup of Nations and lift the ultimate trophy at stake? Will Nigeria win? Will Tunisia win? Will Egypt? Will Cameroon? Will Ivory Coast? Will Morocco? Will DR Congo? Will Mali? Where do you think these clubs, where do you think these countries will be at the end of the African Cup of Nations? Which team is going to put smiles on your face? Which country is going to put smiles on your face after the 2025 African Cup of Nations? Who will secure their spot in the finals in the ongoing African Cup of Nations? Who will secure their spot in the 2025-2026 English Premier League, Spanish La Liga, and Italian Serie A, German Bundesliga, and the French League 1? Which team will put surprises on your face? Which team will make you smile? Which team will make you cry at the end of the day? Where will your club be? Where will your country be at the end of the final embers of the African Cup of Nations, at the end of the final embers of the English Premier League, of the Spanish La Liga, the Italian Serie A, the French League 1, and the German Bundesliga? Where will your country be? Where will your club be? Will Mohamed Salah help Egypt win the African Cup of Nations? They've won all their matches since the start of the African Cup of Nations. Morocco have also won all their matches during the start of the African Cup of Nations. Ivory Coast have also won all their matches during the start of the African Cup of Nations. Where will your country be? Where will your club be? Who will win the African Cup of Nations 2025? Who will win the English Premier League? Who will win the Spanish La Liga? Who will win the Italian Serie A? And which team is going to win the German Bundesliga? Are we going to see one of the best moments in the 2025-2026 season? Which team do you support? Which club do you think is going to win the 2025-2026 English Premier League? Will it be in favor of Arsenal? Will it be in favor of Man City? Will it be in favor of Liverpool? Who will also be in action this weekend? Will Liverpool win against Wolves? Will Man City win against Nottingham Forest? Will Arsenal win against Brighton? Will Chelsea win against Aston Villa? Which of these teams will pick the three maximum points? Real Madrid versus Real Betis at the Santiago Bernabeu Stadium. At the Santiago Bernabeu Stadium, Real Madrid versus Real Betis. Espanyol will be hosting FC Barcelona. Who will win this weekend? Which team will smile this weekend? Is it going to be Aston Villa night? Is it going to be Chelsea night? Is it going to be Brighton moment? Is it going to be Nottingham Forest moment? Is it going to be a moment for Liverpool? Will Liverpool smile this weekend? Will Arsenal smile this weekend? Will Chelsea smile this weekend? Where will your club be? Where will your club be? Patrick Dogu has already secured the three maximum points for Manchester United against Newcastle United, who drew with Chelsea. Manchester United lost to Aston Villa, and Aston Villa will be facing Chelsea. Will it be a moment for Chelsea, or will it be a moment for Aston Villa? Where do you think your club will be? Where do you think the moment you want to smile at the end of the game? Will you smile? Will you cry? Will there be an exciting moment in the 2025-2026 league season? The league phase has already kick-started. Where will your club be? Where will your country be at the ongoing African Cup of Nations? Are we going to see exciting moments? Are we going to see surprises in the English Premier League, in the German Bundesliga, in the Italian Serie A, in the French League A? Are we going to see exciting moments where your club will smile, where your club will be, where will the three maximum points at stake be picked? Will it be a moment for Liverpool, a moment for Arsenal, a moment for Manchester City? The rivalry continues over this weekend. Will Unai Emery surprise Enzo Maresca at the Stamford Bridge? Aston Villa has been one of the best clubs ever since Unai Emery joined them. They have been one of the dominant forces. They have been one of the hardest clubs to beat in the English Premier League since joining Aston Villa, after leaving Arsenal and moving away from the English Premier League and coming back to join Aston Villa in the English Premier League. He has been one of the best coaches in the English Premier League, doing it back to back in the English Premier League, win upon win, away from the Villa Park. Aston Villa has been doing it, and Unai Emery has been doing it for Aston Villa. Will it be a three maximum points at stake for Aston Villa, or will it be a moment for Chelsea at the Stamford Bridge? Whose moment is it going to be this weekend? Is it going to be for Chelsea? Is it going to be for Aston Villa? Is it going to be the moment for Manchester City? And is it going to be the moment for Arsenal on match day 18? Real Betis versus Real Madrid. Barcelona versus Espanyol on match day 19 in the Spanish La Liga. Whose moment is it going to be? Whose night, whose day is it going to be? Are we going to see surprises in the English Premier League? Are we going to see surprises in the Spanish La Liga? Are we going to see surprises in the German Bundesliga, in the Italian Serie A, and the French League A? Man City, will they pick the three maximum points at stake? Arsenal, will they pick the three maximum points at stake? Whose night is it going to be? Whose moment is it going to be? Will Arsenal win this weekend? Will Man City win this weekend? Will Chelsea win against Aston Villa? One of the toughest clubs to beat in the English Premier League has been the moment where Aston Villa always turn things around in the English Premier League. Will it be a night for Man City? Will it be a night for Arsenal? Will it be a moment where Arsenal will smile at the end of the game? Will it be a moment where Aston Villa will surprise Chelsea, will it be a moment where Chelsea will put surprises on Aston Villa's face and pick the three maximum points at stake at the Stamford Bridge? Aston Villa has been the hardest club to beat when it comes to the English Premier League. Chelsea has been doing so well this season. Aston Villa has been one of the best clubs this season in the English Premier League and all the leagues around the world. Aston Villa has been one of the best clubs in the English Premier League and all competitions in the Carabao Cup and in the FA Cup and in the UEFA Champions League and in the UEFA Conference League and in the UEFA Europa League. Who is he going to be? Where will your club be at the end of the season? How will you smile at the end of this weekend? How will your club put smile on your face this weekend? Will it be a night for Real Madrid? Will it be a moment for Barcelona? Will it be a moment for Aston Villa? Will it be a moment for Man City? Will it be a moment for Arsenal? The hardest club to beat has been Aston Villa. Unai Emery facing Enzo Maresca, 2024-2025 UEFA Conference League champions, 2025 FIFA Club World Cup champions. The Blues will be facing Aston Villa on the night and the moment where truth and legacy will be protected. Will Unai Emery win against Enzo Maresca, who has been one of the best coaches in the English Premier League? If Pep Guardiola leaves Manchester City have pinpointed and they've earmarked Unai, they've earmarked Unai, they've earmarked Enzo Maresca to replace Pep Guardiola at the Etihad Stadium. They want Enzo Maresca to be the coach to replace Pep Guardiola when he leaves Manchester City. Man City have already started their pep talks behind the scenes to make sure they sign Enzo Maresca to replace Pep Guardiola. He has done it all. He has seen it all. He has dominated every league he has ever played in. One of the finest coaches, one of the best coaches in the world has always been Pep Guardiola. Will Enzo Maresca replace Pep Guardiola when he leaves Manchester City? And where do you think your club will be after this weekend? Will Arsenal smile? Will Chelsea smile? Will Man City smile? Will Aston Villa smile against Chelsea? Will Brighton surprise Arsenal on match day 18 in the English Premier League? Who will win this weekend? Who will drop points this weekend? Manchester United is now fifth on the English Premier League table. Where will your club be? Who will smile this weekend? Who will cry this weekend? Will Aston Villa win against Chelsea? Will Arsenal win against Brighton? Will Man City win against Nottingham Forest? Will the three maximum points at stake be picked by your club? Where will your club be? Who will put smile on your face after this weekend? Is it going to be Man City? Is it going to be Arsenal? Is it going to be Nottingham Forest? Is it going to be Chelsea? Or teams that you think they will pick the three maximum points will drop points and your club will lose at the end of this weekend, and the game is still counting. The time is still counting. The moment is still counting. Where will your club be this weekend? Will your club win this weekend? Will Man City win against Real Betis? Will Barcelona win against Espanyol? Will Arsenal win against Brighton? Will Man City win against Nottingham Forest away from the Etihad Stadium? And will Chelsea pick the three maximum points at the Stamford Bridge? Where will your club be? Who will smile this weekend? Where will your club pick the three maximum points at stake and be? Are we going to see surprises this weekend? Are we going to see tears and pain this weekend? Where do you think your club will be at the end of the day? Is it going to be a moment for Man City? Is it going to be a moment for Aston Villa? Is it going to be a moment where your club will put smiles on your face? Arsenal will be facing Brighton. Man City will be going away to face Nottingham Forest. Aston Villa will be going away to face Chelsea at the Stamford Bridge. Liverpool will be facing Wolves. We never walk alone. Now they are turning things around to make sure Liverpool wins subsequent matches and put smiles on the faces of their supporters. Will Liverpool climb up the ladder in the English Premier League match day 18? Will Man City dominate the English Premier League? Will Aston Villa dominate against Chelsea? Will Liverpool win? Will Man City win? And what do you think the narrative will be on the English Premier League table? There's always going to be a night. There's always going to be a moment where your club will smile, where your club and your fans will cry. Are we going to see that surprises this weekend? On Boxing Night, Manchester United won against who else? Against Newcastle United, one of the best clubs in the English Premier League. Newcastle United drew with Chelsea. Manchester United won against Newcastle. And Chelsea will now be facing Aston Villa, who won against Manchester United. How will the three maximum points at stake be picked? Will Chelsea win against Villa? Will Man City win against Nottingham Forest? Will Arsenal win against Brighton? Who will win this weekend? Is it going to be a weekend for Man City? Is it going to be a weekend for Arsenal? Is it going to be a weekend for Aston Villa? Is it going to be a weekend for Liverpool? Where will your club be this weekend? Will your club smile? Will there be tears? Will there be pain? Who will win this weekend? A moment for Aston Villa, or a moment for Chelsea at the Stamford Bridge, or a moment for the club you love most? In the Spanish La Liga, in the English Premier League, in the Italian Serie A, in the German Bundesliga, where will your club be this weekend? Will they pick 3 maximum points against Espanyol? Will Barcelona win? Against Real Betis, will Real Madrid win? Who is going to pick the 3 maximum points this weekend? Is it going to be a weekend for Real Madrid or a weekend for Barcelona? Who will drop points this weekend? Manchester United is smiling at the Old Trafford Stadium with the 3 maximum points at stake. And Arsenal will be hosting Brighton at the Emirates Stadium. Will Arsenal win and still maintain their spot on the English Premier League table? Or will Chelsea win at the Stamford Bridge and still keep their position on the English Premier League top 4? And in the Carabao Cup semi-finals, Chelsea will be facing Arsenal once again. Who will win? Will Chelsea win this against Arsenal in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup? Where do you think your club will be? Will Chelsea lift a trophy this season? Will Arsenal lift a trophy this season in the Carabao Cup, in the English Premier League, and in the Emirates FA Cup? Will Liverpool win a trophy this season in the Carabao Cup, in the English Premier League, in the Emirates FA Cup, and in the UEFA Champions League? Where do you think Liverpool will be? Where do you think Manchester City will be? And where do you think Arsenal will be? In the Spanish La Liga, where do you think Real Madrid will be at the end of the season? Can they lift the Spanish La Liga after losing the title to FC Barcelona? And can FC Barcelona also win the Spanish La Liga after winning it in the 2024-2025 season? Where will your club be at the end of the season? Is it going to be a moment for Liverpool, a moment for Arsenal, a moment for Chelsea in the English Premier League, a moment for Real Madrid, a moment for Barcelona in the Spanish La Liga, a moment for Paris Saint-Germain, Olympique Marseille, RC Lens in the Spanish La Liga? Where do you think your club will be at the end of the game? At the end of the Spanish La Liga season, where will your club be? At the end of the Italian Serie A, where will your club be? At the end of the French League 1, where will your club be? And at the end of the German Bundesliga, where will your club be? Let me know what you think in the comment section. Share and turn your notification button on, and always subscribe to SCTV Sports. And I'll bring you more exclusive when it comes to sports news around the world. Always stay glued to your seat, and I'll bring you more exclusive. Always stay glued to your seat, and I'll bring you the best. Nothing but the best when it comes to sports news around the world.